Hello everyone, and welcome back to What If Civilization Started Over. In the last episode, we saw Russia and Iberia get filled in, and the war in Persia. But, with that out of the way, let's get into this. So, first I'm going to show you the new layers that I've made off camera. So, first we've got a water territory layer, a stability layer, a tech layer, and the ideology layer. I've made the circles a bit neater. But we do need to fill in some of the newer countries' ideologies. So we're going to do that first. In the Russian/Belarus area, we have the orange country being a flawed democracy, so is the teal country and the green country. But the navy one is going to become a monarch. In the European part, we have the lime team being a flawed democracy, the two pink teams being a flawed democracy, but we do see that this orange team is going to become a dictator. Now, down in Iberia, we have a flawed democracy, a monarch, a dictator, and an entrance of a new ideology that we've not seen on this channel before, a communist country. Also, while we're on this layer, we're going to have a few countries change their ideology. First, we see the Dutch become a dictatorship, and then we have Germany, Sweden, Crimea, and this Balkan nation turn into full democracies. Now we're going to go over to Myanmar because there's going to be a bit more expansion. So, first we see them travel up the coastline of the way that they came, and they discover quite a bit of land that they mapped out. They also go down south, where they find this thin panhandle, and they discover most of that. And then they send one group going east, but that group gets lost, so they just keep on going, and then eventually they arrive by the Chinese coastline. In this exploration group, there's around 2,000 people, so they start branching out, going around the coast, and some people go up north, and then eventually two groups are made. Let's have a look at those borders. These are the borders of the new country, and now let's see how Myanmar expands. Okay, so these are the borders Myanmar expands into. Now I've gone over to Iraq because they're going to be invading Qatar. So they spread out straight away, and then in a matter of in a literal few days they capture the capital. Now let's take a look at this peace treaty. In this peace treaty, they take all of their mainland, but they do not take the Bahrainian island. Now with the first microstate of this series. Now we're going to go over to the Nordics because there's going to be quite a bit of exploration around here. So first, we see Germany come and explores all of mainland Denmark, and Sweden discovers Copenhagen. Then we see Sweden go along the coastline, and then they find something. And as they carry on exploring around, they find out that it's a country. And then they carry on moving along the coast, alongside the mountains. They also discover this little island, and Finland discovers these two little ones. Then we see that Finland starts going down the coastline to try and see if they can meet up with Sweden. So Sweden tries to go up the coastline, and eventually they meet. From there, they keep pushing along, getting further and further. Eventually, this is what the explored land looks like after this. Now, let's take a look at a peace treaty, which includes Germany, Sweden, Finland, this Nordic country, to divide up quite a bit of land. In this peace treaty, we see that Germany takes all of mainland Denmark, and Sweden takes the island of Copenhagen. Up a bit further north, we see that this Norway country gets all of this land, and Sweden gets this land. We also see that Finland gets this big chunk of coastline. So these are your new borders of the Nordics. We've gone down a bit further south because we're going to see that Poland is going to attack this little lime green country. Oh, that was quick. Let's take a look at a peace treaty. In this peace treaty, we see that Poland takes most of the land, but they do give a few little bits to the Ottomans because they're allies and they didn't want to take all of the land. It's definitely not just because there was a curved border. Finally, we're going to go to the whole of Africa, because we're going to have an update on everything in Africa. First, we see that the Orange Country and Italy is linked up around Morocco, and then they carry on pushing down, exploring a little bit more further south, and going a bit further along the coastline, and exploring the Canary Islands, I'm pretty sure. We also see Italy and the Orange Country expand a bit further in. So we see Italy expands here and Morocco expands here. Now going down to the eastern coast, we see there's a bit more exploration around Magenta's little colony. They explore up to the brown team, and then they also expand a little bit further into their colony to claim a bit more land. This is what they take, and then the brown team also expands a bit. They just take this land. Going down to the pink team, it's not going to be as smooth as last time, because first they do a bit of expanding as usual. Here's what they expand into. But the people that expanded into down south does not like the expectations that they said that there would be, so they want to break away. So they go into civil war. First we see all of the pockets, except for one, link up. And that's because with that pocket, the pink team slowly but surely starts to capture a bit of it. From there, they're going to carry on linking up, and then they Then they seize then they take all of their pocket back. From here, the pink team just decides to let them break away. Here's what the borders look like now. Down in South Africa, we just see them expand a bit more south again. And just takes a literal little bit of land just along the coastline. That's all we've got time for today, so please leave a like and subscribe, because we're trying to get up to our goal of 1,000 subscribers